But today's fantasies and Levy's dreams share something important: the idea that after a robot serves as a better-than-nothing substitute, it might become equal or even preferable to a pet or person. In Yolanda's terms, if your pet is a robot, it might always stay a cute puppy. By extension, if your lover were a robot, you would always be the center of its universe. A robot would not just be better than nothing or better than something, but better than anything. From watching children play with objects designed as amusements, we come to a new place, a place of cold comforts. Child and adult, we imagine made-to-measure companions, or at least we imagine companions who are always interested in us. Harry, a 42-year-old architect, enjoys Ibo's company and teaching it new tricks. He knows that Ibo is not aware of him as a person, but says, "I don't feel bad about this. A pet isn't as aware of me as a person might be. Dogs don't measure up to people. Each level of creature simply does their best. I like it that he, Ibo, recognizes me as his master." Jane, 36, a grade school teacher, is similarly invested in her Ibo. She says she has adopted my husband's Ibo because it is so cute. I named it and love to spend time with it. Early in our conversation, Jane claims that she turns to Ibo for amusement, but she ends up saying that she also turns to it when she is lonely. Jane looks forward to its company after a long workday. Jane talks to her Ibo. Spending time with Ibo means sharing the events of her day, like who I'm having lunch with at school, which students give me trouble. Her husband, says Jane, is not interested in these topics. It is more comfortable to talk to Ibo than to force him to listen to stories that bore him. In the company of their robots, Jane and Harry are alone in a way that encourages them to give voice to their feelings. Is there harm here? In the case of children, I am concerned about their getting comfortable with the idea that a robot's companionship is even close to a replacement for a person. Later, we will hear teenagers talk about their dread of conversation as they explain why texting is always better than talking. Some comment that sometime, but not now, it would be good to learn how to have a conversation. The fantasy of robotic companionship suggests that sometime might not have to come. But what of an adult who says he prefers a robot for a reason? Wesley, 64, provides us with such a case. He has come to see his own self-centeredness as an intractable problem. He imagines a robot helpmate as a way to satisfy him without hurting others. Divorced 3 times, Wesley hopes a robot would learn my psychology, how I get depressed, how I get over it. A robot that could anticipate my cycles, never criticize me over them, learn how to just let me get over them. Wesley says, "I'd want from the robot a lot of what I want from a woman, but I think the robot would give me more in some ways. With a woman, there are her needs to consider. That's the trouble I get into. If someone loves me, they care about my ups and downs, and that's so much pressure." Wesley knows he is difficult to live with. He once saw a psychiatrist who told him that his cycles were out of the normal range. Ex-wives certainly have told him he is too moody. He sees himself as pressure on a woman, and he feels pressure as well because he has not been able to protect women he cared for from his ups and downs. He likes the idea of a robot because he could act naturally. It could not be hurt by his dark moods.